Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I thought I would just make this review video for the series Fish Upon the Sky. Let me just start off this video by saying that in my GMMTV 2021 thoughts video, I had mentioned that I had expectations for this show. By the end of the 12 episodes, I can say that my expectations were actually met. And here's my reason why they were actually met. First of all, let me talk about the actual storyline of the series. For me, I feel like this series was just a breath of fresh air and just a bunch of fluffiness that was really nice to get after A Tale of a Thousand Stars ended. Because throughout episodes 1 until 12, we got a lot of very cute and also very comedic moments, and it was just something lighthearted for us to watch every Friday. To be honest, I actually kind of like that most of the supposed conflicts that we were going to have weren't really dragged on for too long. But to me, I feel like the conflicts in the story were meant to progress it in some sort of way, even just for a little bit, and at least it was resolved really quickly, which I personally liked. I mean, sure, we did have the thing with Bam by episode 12, which, to be honest, I feel like we could have gone through the series without seeing that happen, but anyway. But with other conflicts that happened, such as with how P was feeling with his parents, or the little bit of tension that happened between Dun and Mork, there's some tension, but then we can solve that for you. And then just to cap off my actual thoughts about the storyline, I like that we got to see more than just a love story between the main characters. Because besides that, we also got to see some character development, especially with P, which I'll get to in my character analysis. And finally, I would just like to say that this series also kind of brought awareness to some certain issues that were happening within the show, such as the way that the fan clubs were acting towards P and Mork. Well, just like what Lovely Writer did, I feel like the way that Fish Upon the Sky showcased the fan clubs and how they're acting towards the people that they're idolizing or being a fan of. It's like, oh, there are people that are acting like this in real life, which, why? I mean, I get it, you idolize, you're a fan, but I would not go as far as to, you know, stalking them, taking pictures at their house, knowing their families. Why? I would not go that way, and I hope that you guys would not go that way as well. Now let me go on to the actual cinematography and editing of the series. I don't know if this is just me, but did anyone feel like this series felt very cool toned in a way? Because I feel like throughout the entire series they were really going for like a very cool tone vibe and using like a lot of blue hues and whatnot. And especially with the scenes with P talking to the guy from nearby faculty, there was just something about the lighting and it just felt like we were underwater in a sense. To me, I feel like that could have been what they were going for. I could be stretching so much and overthinking things, but that's just how I felt. And then to continue my thoughts about those scenes, I felt like they weren't really trying to hide too much the fact that guy from nearby faculty is actually Mork. But what I did like was that they showcased him in the dark and P was talking to him, which I guess sort of symbolizes how much P is unaware or pretty much in the dark about who guy from nearby faculty actually is. I don't know, I just kind of like the way those scenes were shot. And then when P was talking to Mork, I believe it was in episode 10 or 11, they showed Mork in the full light and then they still continued the blue lighting as they were talking to each other. And I thought that was kind of cute, not gonna lie. And besides the lighting and the different shots, I guess part of a reason why I also liked the show so much was that it really gave a comedic and comic effect a lot. Like one, the way it was edited. It seemed as though they weren't really taking themselves too seriously with the editing, which is why they included like a lot of anime visual effects, or even in episode 2 when they did the Sims style makeover for P. And honestly, I thought that was kind of cute, not gonna lie. And besides those type of comic effects, I also like the way that they edited Dun and Mean's story. The way that we're able to distinguish Dun and Mean's story versus P and Mork's story. I like the cinematic effect for Dun and Mean's story. And then to also continue about the comedic and comic effects that the series did, I also like the way that Dun was arguing with the narrator for a few episodes. Because honestly, there's just something with the way Fish Upon the Sky was able to do comedy that to me was actually effective. Because I feel like when it comes to doing these type of things, like arguing with the narrator or doing those kind of visual effects, it can go either way for some people. To me, I feel like it worked in this series. However, if I were to just point out just one thing that Fish Upon the Sky did not do well in terms of its comedy, it would have to be that scene from episode 4, wherein Dun and the Kitty Gang dressed up in those outfits, and yeah, those didn't seem culturally appropriate. Because as I said, when it comes to doing comedy, it can go either way for some people. But with that case that happened at episode 4, yeah, it was not the right way for me. But besides that, for the most part in terms of how Fish Upon the Sky portrayed comedy, I liked it. Now let me go on to the characters in this series. Starting with our boy P. Now as I said earlier, I really liked the way that P was able to go through character development throughout the entire series. We saw him start off as a very anti-social guy with no friends, and then he ended episode 12 with someone that actually cares for him, and he's actually able to be more open about his feelings. And I also like that in episode 12, when Mork asked if he can delete P's pictures, I like that P said that he shouldn't delete them because it's part of who he is. And he knows that, and it's like as if he accepted it as part of his own story, which was so nice to see, honestly. I also like the fact that throughout the entire episodes, I like that we got to see P as someone who is also not afraid to stand up for himself, because we really saw the way that the people in the fan clubs were affecting him, and I like that he was able to confront them straight on about it. Even with all those negative stuff happening, I like that P is still able to stand his ground when he needs to. Now on the other side of the spectrum, let me talk about Mork, aka Flirty Boy, aka the reason why my standards are way too high. All I can really say about Mork is that he's really someone that is respectful, and he really just cares about P so much that he just wants to love and care for him, which is why he always just respected P in whatever decision he may make. He just wanted to love P for who he is. That's it. Now going on to the other characters. Starting with Dun. Now Dun, he may not be everyone's cup of tea because of the way he talks and just the way he acts overall, because he really is someone that just uses this a lot. However, I will give him that he is someone that still cares for the people that he loves, because we really saw how protective he was of Min and also of P, because even though he's all talk most of the time, his heart is still there and he'll go off for the people that he cares for. And then going on to the person that made Dun's heart very weak, Min. Honestly, Min needs to be protected at all costs because he's just such a precious soft boy, and I'm just like, he's too precious, honestly. It might come across as too nice every now and then, but nonetheless, I really like that Min is someone who is just very nice and forgiving. But just like P, I like that he was able to also stand his ground, like in episode 11 when Dun was forcing him to drink. I like that Min just said no. Or also in, I forgot what episode it was, when Min was finding out Dun's secret that he was lying to him the entire time. I like that Min took the step and wanted to actually talk to him about it. Now going on to some of the other characters in this series, let me start off by talking about Mr. Mongnan. First of all, I can see why P liked him from episode 1. Second of all, I feel like there's just more layers to Mongnan than we're actually seeing. Like when he got that phone call in the cinema in that one episode, there was just something about the way his face was, and I was just like, what is this about? What is that phone call about, Mongnan? But anyway, besides that, I also like that he, and honestly Bam in the beginning, was really such a supportive friend to Mork. And I also like that they gave a little Easter egg for him at episode 12 when he said that he has a star in the sea for someone, which I believe is actually his story from his novel, which from what I heard, it's not gonna be adapted into a series because of the way the storyline was portrayed. Yeah, it might not happen, but anyway, I still like the little Easter egg that they gave it for us at episode 12. And then to cap off my little character analysis, let me talk about our poor girl Bam, because honestly, the writers did her so dirty by episode 12. I was rooting for her ever since we first met her, because she really seemed like someone that just wanted to support Mork and wanted to be there for him as he's trying to get with P. But then by episode 12, they just had to throw in the storyline of a girl wanting to ruin the guy's relationship, which is not something new for GMMTV. It has happened before. And honestly, I'm getting tired of seeing the storyline play out. Like, can't we just have a girl character that is actually very nice? Please. And yeah, as I said, I feel like we didn't really need to see her storyline play out as it did in episode 12. Honestly, we could have just gone without it, and then we would have been fine. Alright, that's it for my character analysis. Now let me go on to the music in this series really quick. First of all, with a lot of the background music, I personally like that it was very fitting for a lot of the scenes. And then to talk about the other music that was used in the series, such as... oh my gosh, I'm blanking out on the title of the song. We only need the two of us together. that one, I don't know, it was just kind of a pop and nice to hear. And then when they used a different version of that song for episode 12, the way we listened to one version of the song and then they use a different version to fit with what's happening in the scene, I like that. And then let me just talk about the two OSTs in this series. Honestly, the talent that both Mix and Louis have, because honestly both of those songs are just really good in their own ways, and I love both songs. And then finally, I would just like to quickly talk about the actual acting in this series. All I can really say is that these boys have such talent, honestly. And a lot of them are fairly young. I mean, we have Louis, who was born in 2000, and then in contrast, we have Puin, who was born in 2003, I think. Honestly, I like that these guys were able to portray these characters really well, and I like that the series is getting very popular and it can really be good for them with whatever future projects they may have. So that's going to be it for my review for Fish Upon the Sky. Overall, I just really love this series so much. So big thank you to everyone that was part of the process of making this show, from the cast to the crew. And thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up and leave a comment down below what you guys thought about the series. All my social media links will be in the description box below. Subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell post notification so that you'll be notified whenever I post a new video. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video whenever I could possibly make one.